Hi, everybody. Welcome to Stamping with Melva. If you just give me 1 minute, I'm going to make sure I go live. And for some reason, oh, there we go. It's connecting. Just wanting to make sure that I'm live. There we go. I am live in my Facebook group, just about. Okay, there we go. Click that button. Takes me a minute. So Facebook made changes, so I can't go live in my Facebook group like I used to. So for a while there, I stopped. And I think I'm live now, so a little bit of a delay. So there's a little bit of finagling, I guess that's the word. I don't know. I have to kind of go back and forth, and I have to be live in one group before I'm live in the other. So anyway, it takes me a minute. I jumped on a minute or so early. So let's get started. Tonight is a sketch challenge. So welcome again to Stamping with Melva. Every Tuesday night at 6:30, I jump on and share a sketch with you. The sketch will go live on social media also at about 7 o'clock Pacific. So if you miss any of the measurements or you want to grab the image and use it, you can do that. It's on my Facebook group and my Facebook page as well as Instagram. So it will go live. And I'm hoping people will jump on and can give me the thumbs up that they can hear me. I don't have my phone handy, so I'm hoping. I can't see comments yet, but I'm hoping that people are going to jump on. All right, so tonight's a sketch challenge. I'm going to play with the bundle called Round We Go. So this is one of the bundles. I haven't played with this much, although I pulled it out the other day and made a card. It's kind of fun. I didn't think I'd ever make rosettes again, but here I am with making rosettes. And so I thought it would be kind of fun in some bright colors. We've got a holiday coming up, and so maybe it's kind of the perfect thing to make to celebrate a holiday. That's my plan anyway. Okay, so this is one of the bundles that is on sale until the end of June for an extra 10% off. So anything that is in the annual catalog that is in stock. If it's out of stock, unfortunately, that 10% off, extra 10% off won't carry over. But I think this one's in stock, and so you can grab it for 20% off through the end of June. Just checking to see. Okay, I think I'm ready to go. Okay, I'm going to switch over to my desktop, and I'll show you the sketch on making the card. Okay, let's make sure. There we go. Okay, looks like we got that. So this is the sketch. You can, lots of things you could do with this, with designer series paper, with embossed cardstock, lots of things. So card base is 5.5 by 8.5 or 4.25 by, actually that should say 11, not, let's fix that, and I'll fix it in the, so that should be that. And then the first layer, this white layer, is 4 inches by 5.25. This yellow layer is 2.5 by 4, and then the blue layer is 2.25 by 4, and then this white layer is 1.5 by 2.75. So again, lots of things you could do with this, whether you used embossed cardstock or designer series paper, or make your own designer series paper. I think it's kind of a fun sketch to play with. So this is the Round We Go bundle. So some great, aren't these pretty stamps with these kind of, I guess they're kind of rosettes, but they look like flowers to me, and some great sentiments. This was one I'm going to pull out a lot because it's got a to and from in it. Happy birthday. You can combine it, happy birthday to you. Yeah, lots of things you can do with those sentiments. So I think I'm going to be able to pull that out. Now the dies for this, so you have, oops, on here, you have some dies that you can make these kind of flower images, and then you can cut out some shapes. These circles are help for the rosettes, and there's even one that's got kind of embossed a star or fireworks or something on it, and then these other images that you can cut, your stamped images out. And then of course you've got this piece that you use 2 of these, you cut 2 of these to make the rosette, and I will show you how to make a rosette. Hopefully it'll go okay with that piece. Okay, so let me pull my supplies. So I decided to kind of go bright and cheery. I've got Berry Burst. And so this is a piece of Berry Burst that is 4.25 by 11. And I'm going to score it at 5.5. And we'll use my bone folder if I can find it. There we go. Bone folder. Fold into the mountain or the raised line and give it a good burnish. Then I pulled a piece of basic white. So this is just a plain basic white. It is 4 inches by 5.25. And then my layer number 1, I've got Berry Burst, which is 2.5 by 4. And then this is the designer series paper. This is the one called Full of Life. It's part of that Full of Life suite. And I thought it was nice and bright and cheery. So this is my 2.25 by 4. And then I've got a piece of basic white that is 1.5 by 2.75. So we're going to fancy, this is kind of plain. I'm kind of thinking, oh yeah, this is kind of plain. So we're going to fancy it up a little bit by making some rosettes. So I'm going to glue, actually I'm going to start with the rosettes and show you how to do this. So I actually cut 2 of those 2 pieces of designer series paper using this die. And I've already gone ahead and accordion folded them together. And so the way these go together is you're going to attach so there's one here that is kind of mitered on the corner. So you're going to attach that. So you're going to have the points together and you're going to attach it to the long end of the other piece. Now, if you wanted to, you could double them over and that would give you definitely some extra strength to it. But I think you can actually just, adhere the 2 together and you will be fine. Now, I'm going to use some Stampin' Seal for this. I've got my heat gun going here because there is a part of this that I think works best with the heat gun, and that's to put your rosettes together. But I'm going to use Stampin' Seal to attach my 2 ends together. So when I say put my rosette together, the part that I think you need to use the glue gun for, I tried it the other day with just my liquid glue, my white liquid glue, and it just didn't work very well at all. So you're going to do the same on this end. So I'm going to attach this one that is mitered to the other end and make a circle so that I've got my 2 pieces. And now I have, hey Nancy, now I have my my part of my my rosette mostly. So there's 2 ends and you can decide which way you want this, whether you want the rounded end to be out or the pointed end. Now I want this side of my designer series paper, so I want to make sure I fold this in. So I'm going to have the pointed end out. See how easy that is? It actually almost folds. So once you've got it, figure out which side you want to show, and then you basically just push this in. Remember doing this? I made a whole bunch of these for flowers for us, a banquet. So you just kind of gather them to get them into like a cone, and then you press down. So there's your rosette. Now that's, if you let that go, it's going to pop up. So you've got these circles. So there's dies. There's 2 dies, 2 sizes. This is the larger of just the plain circles. You can also use this embossed one if you wanted to. But I'm just going to use these. I cut them out of the designer series paper. So before I do that, I am going to take, this is where I think a glue gun works better. Watch your fingers because you don't want to burn your fingers. Mine is a hot glue gun. So I'm just going to kind of hold it in together, hopefully, and put some glue in the center and hold it until it doesn't move, because that's the trick, is to keep it kind of all pushed together, and then you can, oopsie, my thing came out. I'm gonna pull on it. That's my problem. I pulled on it. I'm gonna hold it in place, and then I'm gonna take this yellow yellow circle, and I'm going to put it over top of my glue. And I think I have managed to get it mostly stuck. And then to make sure it's stuck, I'm going to just take it from the other side and add some more of my hot glue and put that over top. And that is very hot. Let's not burn my fingers. All right. Yeah, I know. You can get the glue guns that aren't hot. Unfortunately, I don't have one of those. And this one, this little tiny one, I don't know where I got this little one, is quite hot. So just really watch. And then if it starts to kind of pull apart, because there is a lot of kind of stress on it, you can just take and stick it together. Now with this, so this is quite a large rosette. You can actually take this and cut it in half lengthways. So when you're making your rosettes, if you do that, you will end up with a much smaller, like a half the size of the rosette. And that works really well if you don't have a lot of room on your card. So just cut it in half lengthways, and then you adhere the pieces together exactly the same way. Yeah, Tombow works, Sandy. I just found that it took a lot of time. So if you got the Tombow and you put it on and made it sticky, you're really going to have to hold it, because I really found that it took a long time, and I was getting tired of holding it together, so it didn't kind of spring open. So you could do that and then put some weight on it, and you might be able to get it to work. But I've kind of resorted back to my glue gun, just because I haven't been real successful with. I wasn't real successful with the Tombow when I was playing with it the other day. Okay, so I also cut out some of these. These are the flower kind of dies that I thought were really pretty. So I cut, there are two, one's rounded circles or rounded petals, and one's got the kind of pointy petals. And so I thought that I would mix them up a little bit. See why they look just like flowers to me. So I'm going to mix them up and get some multicolor. Again, I cut these from designer series paper. So I'm going to use glue dots just to stick these together. The one part on top of the other. Come on. Doesn't want to, it wants to stay on there. Okay, there we go. And so they do, if you just kind of turn them, the petals will alternate, which is kind of cool. There we go. Probably should have cut this out of designer series paper, the other part of this designer series paper that was a little more difference in color. But yeah, a jar lid probably would help. So you can make this look like a flower when you get it. So now those are my pieces that I'm going to put on this bright card. Okay, so this is my part. Now I want to do a little stamping because it's looking a little boring to me. So mostly I've been playing with the dies. So I'm going to take, there are these, they look like snowflakes, but they could also be like fireworks, I guess. And I'm going to stamp them in Berry Burst. But I'm going to stamp off just so they're not quite so bright. Just to give a little bit of texture. Let's bring this over here. I could have embossed it, but I thought that with the rosette that's going to stick up fairly high on this, I didn't really want to make it even bigger or taller. So we've got that one. Oh yeah, somebody actually did show. You're right, Nancy. So somebody was a great idea, and I had forgotten about that. Somebody on our team showed that they had a little jewelry box that was about that size. So this rosette is about 3 inches square, and so they had a little jewelry box, and they created a little I think they put some cardstock in it or something to be able to pull it in and out. And they then push this. They put this circle in the bottom of it, and then it down on it. And of course, as they pushed it, it was the right size, so it kind of formed the rosette. And then it held it in place until that glue was dry. It was a great idea. Thanks, Nancy. I did forgotten about that. And I wish I could remember who that was that made that comment. Give her credit for it. All right, so this is going to be a bright, fun card. Oh, okay, I'm going to keep things pretty flat. So this is my other piece of DSP. I love this designer series paper that is part of this Full of Life suite. Okay, so I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do with this white. My rosette is quite large. I think I might stamp my sentiment on that piece of white. It's kind of the right size, but let's find a sentiment. So let's do the time to celebrate. I think I can get that on there. So I'm going to stamp this time to celebrate right on the right-hand side. Okay, I've got a piece of basic white, and while I've got my ink out, I'm going to stamp those in that corner of my piece for the inside of the card. Okay. So again, I'm going to just adhere this flat so that, okay, I'm going to put this fairly close over to the right-hand side so I've got room for my rosette. And so even with that, so I'm just going to take and glue. Hopefully this will make it stick enough. So I'm going to put that down like that. And then I will pop up these flowers, rosettes. I don't know what you call them, but I'm calling them flowers. Like that. It's a very busy card, but that's okay. Let's do that. All right. And then I pulled out for embellishments. These are the iridescent faceted gems, and I really like them. So I thought that they would go nicely because they've got that kind of iridescence to them. 2 sizes. So we've got those going. And then the inside of the card. All right, oops, I got glue on the inside of my card. Let's see, I've got a adhesive eraser here. Just try to get that glue off. There we go. Okay, all right, there is my, thank you. Yeah, definitely bright and cheery. So I'm participating in a blog hop coming up that it's July holidays. And so my card that I'm sharing on that in the tutorial, so if you put an order in with me, you can get this tutorial, is red and white because it's Canada Day coming up on the weekend. And so I thought these rosettes would be fun for Canada Day. But tonight, this is more just a kind of celebrating celebrating something in July, just bright and cheery. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. Now, tomorrow I have to change my time. It just seems that I always have something going on in the evenings at the moment. So tomorrow I will be going live probably around 3:30. It's my technique. Not sure what the technique will be, but come join me or watch on the replay. I will go live and you can you can watch it on the replay or come join me live. But it will be a little bit earlier. I will post the time, but I'm pretty sure it'll be about 3:30 because I have a meeting tomorrow night. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. I hope you have a great evening. And don't forget to take advantage of the bundle sale and get this Round We Go off for an extra 10% off until the end of June. Thanks, everybody. Happy stamping. Bye.